Should be. Just confirm for me when you get a chance, James.
Let me just finish checking this real quick.
You know, so I asked 9 million times if you were ready, and I know you are, but like James has a working face. And if you've ever seen a movie like The Accountant, Ben Affleck, he has to finish. It is. It's just. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
All right. Save. Alrighty. He's live.
I mean, I assume you can hear everything and we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Context.
Almost PhD chemist.
That I feel like I could say it how I want. Almost PhD'd.
It's fair.
Okay, right. So that's so funny. I don't have anything set up for this, but the sounds are still gonna go. So just this is the thing. I'm gonna be authentic about this throughout the whole thing, and I'm gonna say this once. I don't know what I'm doing in terms of the culture here. Okay, so
The culture.
yeah, it's like a new follower. It's like, oh, thanks. I don't even. I have a chat all the way in the top corner of a TV, and the refresh rate is not. See my point, James. I'm gonna do my best through this to be as true as possible, but
I'm not logged in. I can't chat. Fuck.
yeah, like we don't know, but we could do content. We could do content. There was a fireworks sound, and I imagine I did that. And I don't want anyone to think we don't care, but this is for me and people that I love, and eventually maybe we'll figure out even if people even interact with it. Which again, tell you a million times why, but I just need to do this. So if probably anyone that's working on this project is just going to be thankful that someone watched it or cared or that it was useful. But for us, this is like a therapy session. It's happening. We're gonna do it, and it. We spent a lot of time on it. James is really smart. Almost PhD is like he can't go outside anymore. Ankle monitor. Um, he could have easily got it and chose not to. And we're gonna talk about some of that, of course. But there's no real answer. That's the best part about conversations like that. And then James, you can kind of take over. At one point I was gonna help you. You were thinking about doing content, and you knew you could, and you had a plan, and you did execute literally. Like you have something that could be published, obviously polished. But like you did it, and you actually did well at gambling. Ironically, like by choice, with all of your skills that you have on paper. And we're gonna watch some of this, and you're gonna hear James's. There's a full voiceover. It's well shot. He has all the metrics here that you need. I tried to keep all those exposed. But like this is good. This is like, he could in theory do this. Why not? So we're gonna try to answer all that, and then um, I'm gonna be quiet. That's gonna be a new theme. Start of the video, you'll hear me struggle to stop. Whoever whoever is here is, depending on how well they know me, they'll be laughing like that. It's a problem.
All right, dude.
Thank you. Take over. Good. See, he took too long. Rip it.
Oh, I'm supposed to talk?
The story shall reveal itself, evident by that alone. This guy is this. I had to live with this man for 5 years. He looks like he
Yeah, bro.
feels. It's
Yeah,
gross.
bro. It's
And
poker content, dude. This shit's popular, bro. I was recording it.
tell people the backstory, James. This is so
Yeah,
funny because it's not a joke. The dude just decided he could, and he has everything going for him. And if he told people, "Oh, I'm doing poker professionally," there's a thing that we all know socially. He's got to explain that, and just give him give that background because that is what
all
I
right,
like telling.
all right. Yeah, there's popular poker content. It's very popular. Um, and people record themselves playing, and they do the vlog where they explain what they're doing, and they post it on YouTube. There's also poker streamers. It's very popular. I was recording videos. I was recording footage to make videos, but that shit takes fucking hours to edit. So I stopped doing it because I have a job. Um, but yeah, I play a fuck ton of poker,
James,
and
how do you, you know, if I don't know you, so you, what does that mean, right? You know how to edit, like what are we talking about? Like someone's making choices to do a good job, which that's why it takes long or not. So like,
yeah, well, you'll see in the
what
clip.
literally is the fastest you could have even done it in your guess? And
Yeah, yeah. I'm like 80% done with a full 30-minute video, and that shit was like 10 hours of editing. Because you gotta review your footage and go through your notes of what happened in the hand, do all the graphics, and then fucking whatever,
that's
render it
so
3 times and fix whatever's fucked up, and it takes how long.
That's kind of
And
my point, though. Because pause right there.
yeah,
Like James says that casually. That's why I'm making HodgePodge. All of my, I've met so many people. Like, if I'm struggling and you know me, yada yada, whatever I am on paper to people that know me. One thing that is true, I just never stopped in finding on accident through just I don't shut up. James thinks that that's normal to say. James has no experience in art at all. Literally on paper,
that's
none.
pretty normal to say.
We will let this play out, but like hodgepodge for me is like, dude, all of my people, and I don't care where we're at, best friends, you see me all the time, we talk, you really know me. This is the first moment I've found a way to tell people this. I tell people about James all the time. I have a friend, haha, you won't believe this, dude. He was published. Nah, it's like I'd rather him do it. And this is one of those funny things. James lived with me for 5 years. I am an art guy. I have been around it my whole life. I literally 15 years on clarinet. I hated it and was good at it. That was like my relationship to it. My parents wanted me to do it, so I ended up not liking it. Like it became a job. Ironically, I'm very good at it now, and now I like it. James has no experience and a percentage estimate on how far he is through on editing processes. And he listed every important detail that he's got to trim, deliver, organize. Like, right, everything has to go at a certain pace. You lose
Yeah, the
people.
biggest
He
fucking
knows
pain
that. Why?
is organizing the fucking footage with the voiceover, dude. That shit is hell.
Yeah.
Because the
And
poker
tell
and
people how much, like, you're not reviewing a 10-minute clip that you started. How long are you at that table?
oh, fucking 7 hours.
And do you have a 7-hour video, or do you break them?
No, bro, it's 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes.
Okay. How many 30-minute videos do you do each session?
One, you know.
And when do you decide to do the one? Momentum or up
No, the
big,
idea,
down
the
bad?
idea, the idea is you just go play and then make a video out of it and
At
just
some
upload that
point,
regularly.
get
Whatever
30
happens,
minutes.
happens, in the session. Every poker session has something happen in it.
No, I
It's
just mean
very
I'm
rare.
speaking like simplify. I mean, like at
Yeah.
some point you're gonna be there for 7 hours. At some point, your brain knows. All right, I gotta turn the camera on. I want a solid 30-minute literal
Oh,
recording. I want to know how much footage you're reviewing.
yeah, I,
Timestamp.
yeah. So a lot of playing the game, you aren't doing anything. So I just every
Right
time I get dealt
there
a
we go.
hand, I start recording. When I fold, I stop recording,
There we go. So do
or
you
my
understand?
hand's
Like
over, I
this
stop
is
recording.
this is the point, right?
Sure.
Not
Yeah.
only do you have multiple videos and physically start, stop, and decide what to kind of like let it go for and be playing poker. And then you got to review all that, know how to organize it. Voiceovers are a curse if you have like multiple segments of videos.
Yes, pain in
Strong.
the ass.
Well, it's no one tells you that, but there's a way to do that. And I might kind of showcase that with some of James's content, but there's a tool for that. And you have to know about that. That's like the only thing he probably just didn't know, and he still got it to work. So let's pause there, James, because you have that talent, and there's almost no reason. Like if we were just literal, you've never taken a class on how to do it.
No, I know how to do it because I used to make Call of Duty montages when I was 14.
How and even then, let's just leave it to the point is
That was the
you can
YouTube
pick stuff
University,
up
bro.
if you like it, and you can learn it self-driven. You did not,
Sure.
maybe you saw like a YouTube thing that gave you the keys to doing one component, but like mostly this is self-driven. To even look for how to do it is what we're trying to show on the channel. So not only is James multi-talented, and he's just like, yeah, no, I just, it's, I assess the time. Like no one, like people are not doing that, and I'm trying to show real stuff that this is true. Like that recorded this, and we can talk about it. And I think a lot of people don't realize how many recordings that intentionally you trimmed up, delivered, and story ordered so that it could be delivered to a viewer who didn't sit there for 7 hours. He did that at length with a goal in mind. Actually assess the time spent. I'd say from what I've seen already, the voiceover matches, and he knew what to keep in here, and the time of the video is 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Now you could Google it if you want to, the background. There's a recommended amount of attention span time, and there's things that you should and should not do for best chance of success with content. The only thing that is true is that at the bottom of it, if the content is not perceived as authentic and truthful and without goal, which is very hard to do, you've failed. And James said, I tried it, and we're not going to test it because he has a good enough stat set to decide that it's not worth the time spent. I guarantee you, when you watch this, you're going to realize this is a dude who's never. He just decided, I'm going to make a content series, and knew how to do this. It's short. It's going to
If,
be
if I was
followable,
playing
even if,
poker,
yeah. Tell
if I
him,
was
like,
playing poker full time, I would make the videos, right? But I have
do
a
you
full
see,
time
like,
job,
yeah,
so
but do you see my point? Like,
yeah, no,
that
but
this
it
this
is worth
touches
it to
this
make.
touches
It is worth
on
it to
this
make it
touches
if
on
that's what you do.
purpose, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm obsessed with. It's like James has probably proven, and we'll leave it up to how we feel about the video. We'll let it play through all the way. I think this is my guess. This would work, and if he just did it, you can find the rest of what you need, which is monetary. If people would believe this, and it's this dude just doesn't technically have what you would think he needs to produce something like this. So we're going to talk about this, and then we're also going to talk about the fact that he is just good at poker, and that's funny by itself.
This hand, I look down at ace king of diamonds under the gun, and I go ahead and open to 30 over the button straddle.
Oh shit! Hold on, hold on, hold on.
What?
I need to play the video on my computer.
Oh yeah, because he's in delay. That's on me. That's on me. James and I used to do this. we were cave degenerates in our room. We would literally time down a YouTube video, and we are one wall separated from each other on Discord watching YouTube doing a time down. Hit it. I'm on one.
Okay, are you at 0?
On one, and
Oh,
I
on
told
one.
you
Okay,
now we're
okay,
doing a
yeah.
countdown. This cat's gonna burst through a door. All right.
Are you
This
gonna
is good.
count my
This is gonna
countdown?
live on Twitch, and we're gonna go back to this. What time are we at?
We're at 0. Am
15
I
minutes.
counting down
15
or are
minutes
you
and
counting?
20 seconds. You will hear me say exactly what to do, and you will watch him mess that up 4 times in a row. Count it down on one. I'm on one. Go. I can't wait to replay that.
All right.
Part of this is for
3.
me. You suck. Go. You just keep counting. I can multitask. I'll roast you and hit play.
All right.
Do you get the
3.
almost PhD joke now? Is that hitting for you? You freaking idiot. Like, let's
All right. Are you ready?
still ask, are you ready? Like, he's conditioned
All
to
right,
be, like,
all right,
agreeable
all right,
as a society
all right.
member. It's wild. Go ahead.
Dude, damn, bro. You gotta call me agreeable. All right. 3, 2, 1.
You know he hit that shit on 0, too.
King of diamonds under the gun, and I go ahead and open to 30 over the button straddle. Folds to the big blind, who 3-bets to 80. Button folds, and I'm obviously putting in a 4-bet here to 250. And they call. The flop comes 5 of hearts, 3 of hearts, 4 of diamonds. Not a great flop for me, but not terrible.
Definitely confusing.
And then the big blind donks.
I feel like maybe I should, and that's a death thought right there.
So probably has some kind of low pocket pair up to jacks. That's what it really seems like. Definitely could be jacks. That's what it feels like, at least. Although this is an action player who definitely could have a random Broadway combo. Although that is unlikely, even with a more active player. I go ahead and call. Turn is the 3 of diamonds, which is a really good card for me. Massively increases my equity. And they go ahead and bet 450.
Talking about equity in the middle of the hand, that's just...
We've now turned into a pretty big spot.
That's crazy.
I think
I
a
mean,
lot of passive players.
a lot of
use
people
this
don't
four-base
know.
here.
I'm gonna pause it
That's
real
just
quick,
a-
sorry.
That's just a complete mistake.
Pause the video.
No, I'm going to. Yeah, pause it. 3,
Gutter
2,
balls the dude.
1. I'm at 135, and it's a short video, so that's what makes it so good. I just have to point out. So this is one hand.
Yeah.
At any moment, this is a combination of people in this pot, but James is not like trust funded, bringing disposable money to this place, right? Like in the best way you can describe it, like the risk technically taken by the other people in this hand compared to you, if you had to judge just by look alone, you know what I'm asking, right? Like there are people that can like lose that and it's the game, and there are people that you wouldn't be happy losing a big chunk of your investment in this pot. And right now you're sitting 5-3, 4-3, ace king. Hi.
Hello.
Like if you could speak to
No,
that.
I'm good to lose. I'm good to lose it.
That's
It's part of the game.
Right.
I definitely have enough poker money that I could lose this pot, and it's fine.
And
you
and
have
how?
to be that way.
How did you
can't
get to
play.
that? What do you mean poker money? What does that mean?
Well, I started with $300, going and just playing in the casino, and then that has built into a real bankroll. So
I feel like that's the part that is kind of the story. So it's like all of this off of literally like started with, and then insert number.
yeah, I mean, everybody starts as a, you like poker or you're, interested in the game. You just go to the casino with whatever amount of money, and you're just playing casually. and then you probably lose quite a bit, and then if you put effort towards it, eventually you'll start winning, and then
I think most people are thinking about the addiction side. Like that's the joke, right? Like, oh yeah, my friend is.
Yeah, I mean, if you say like I'm playing poker for profit, you're gonna get eye rolls for sure if these people are not
But you were.
don't know anything about poker.
There's no real other way to like avoid that. Is you knew that
Yeah.
was kind of, how could that not be part of the goal?
Yeah, everybody wants to make money when they're gambling.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean,
Marissa is also reviewing poker footage.
this is
Say hi. Okay, sorry. Continue. So, but let's continue from here because my tangents are bad. The pot's at
tangents are fine.
Wait back. The pot is at 1465. What are you in for?
Half of that, it's a heads up pot, so half of the money in the pot I've put in.
So you're about 700. In this
right now I'm in for about 500.
Oh, the BB bet at 450 is your.
So they bet 450. And so before that, the pot was 1100.
I see.
Of which I had put in 500. So if I call this, I'll be in for about 900, and they'll have about $500 left. So that's what the effective stack is. I have a bigger stack than them, so that's how much money they have left to put in if they bet again, is the effective stack.
Okay, so like you know where they're at risk wise, and if they continue, that gives you some kind of knowledge. Because regardless, you're both in for a lot, even if it's not a lot to somebody. That's still it's a lot of money for that amount of time spent.
This is a 2-5 game, so the big blind is $5. So this is already a 300 big blind pot. And so that's that's a pretty substantial pot.
Well, let's see what outcome is, and then have you speak on that, and then we'll start from the beginning and do mentality and do mentality stuff.
Deuce and diamond, ace or king, those are all presumably clean outs.
3,
So
2,
you just
1.
have direct odds here to call.
Oh, you started already?
I go ahead and call the 450.
All right, probably.
And it gets even better when the big blind decides to blind jam for his remaining 475, which basically just turns this hand into a free roll because I'm paying 450 to win basically 3,000 or so. But you know what they say.
Don't.
Too many outs, and the river is a black deuce. I make the wheel, snap it off.
James sounds like
against pocket nines to drive in a huge 300 big blind pot.
It's not quite like football announcer, but it's esports announcer. It's giving.
I get it, man. There's really nothing you could do there.
What?
That's tough.
Yeah.
Nice hand, bro. Nice hand.
And he's polite all the way through. What a gentleman. If you're just tuning in, was that good? Let's walk me through and you tell me when to pause this, okay?
All right, we should watch it and just watch it through.
Okay. Let's count it down, James.
All right, go to 0.
I'm a 0.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1.
This hand, I look down at ace king of diamonds under the gun, and I go ahead and open to 30 over the button straddle. Folds to the big blind, who 3-bets to 80. Button folds, and I'm obviously putting in a 4-bet here to 250. And they call. The flop comes 5 of hearts, 3 of hearts, 4 of diamonds. Not a great flop for me, but not horrible. And then the big blind donks for 250. All right. So probably has some kind of low pocket pair up to jacks. That's what it really seems like. Definitely could be jacks. That's what it feels like, at least. Although this is an action player who definitely could have a random Broadway combo. Although that is unlikely, even with a more active player. I go ahead and call. Turn is the 3 of diamonds, which is a really good card for me. Massively increases my equity. And they go ahead and bet 450. This is now turned into a pretty big spot. I think a lot of passive players would just fold ace king here, but that's just
Definitely, I'm out.
just a complete mistake.
Yep.
With the gutter ball to the deuce, any diamond, ace or king, those are all presumably clean outs. So you just have direct odds here to call. So I go ahead and call the 450. And it gets even better when the big blind decides to blind jam for his remaining 475, which basically just turns this hand into a free roll because I'm paying 450 to win basically 3,000 or so. But you know what they say, too many outs, and the river is a black deuce. I make the wheel, snap it off, and we got there against pocket nines to drag in a huge 300 big blind pot.
This, oh my.
Thick it is. I put my ace king the whole way.
He's got to say something. That is pain.
Man, that's there's really nothing you could do there.
It's not that pain.
I mean, okay. So James just gonna assume that everybody's a poker pro. This is insane behavior, and he says it as if, you know, a lot of amateur people, they might fold that ace king here. That'd be a bad choice. Yes, because he's waiting on either a diamond or the 2 to hit, and he's got a lot of chance. I mean, I guess if I don't hit this straight right here and I lose on pocket nines with double threes, I am so sad. But because you're waiting around for a straight to drop.
Yeah, that's
Any way you spin it, I think a lot of people are told that's inherently bad once you're on the river, right? Or the turn. Sorry.
I'm happy on the turn.
On the turn, I'm out of there, ace king, especially if I'm playing you.
I mean, I understand why somebody would dislike that situation. It's not like the best situation you could ever be in, but it's really good. You are basically drawing to the nuts unless they already have a full house, which is possible. They could have a full house already with a small pocket.
So regardless, let's wrap this in 30, and then we can do maybe a more in-depth on a different video. Just because this is mainly testing ground. The main thing here is, like, you really did this. Like, you did it for what period of time? I went with you and played once out here in like, where was that? The National Harbor.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, James and I sat there and drank coffee, and the inevitable truth is that if you wait long enough and you know a little of what you're doing, you fold every hand, drink coffee, you're gonna get Brad, Alex, and Joe at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, get done in DC. They're gonna come over. They read us their cards. James fronted me because I always made a rule with myself I'd never gamble. Trust me, that's a good rule. So would you stake me for 300?
Yeah, probably.
It's the same logic, right? You go in with 300. It would suck to lose, but you're cautiously you're in with enough to make a difference. So James ended up getting unlucky. We sat at the same table, did not indicate that we knew each other the whole time. We were table talking each other. It was actually so fun because you can't really be on each other's team when you're playing with someone else's money. But to keep it short, I doubled what he gave me, and he just also got unlucky. And that's the same guy who made this video, it's very good, James, by the way. Like it's
Yeah,
short.
I mean,
It's short. It tells me what's going on. It's intentional, and it's just funny because you stopped because the time spent literally the math didn't work, and this guy just pots here 28.65. It's real life. That's actual dollar. Like that was
yeah, I mean, this is
one
a three
hand.
thousand
That was
dollar pot. Yeah.
exactly. It's one hand, and the time spent still did not convince him to create this. And this content is I could rock and roll with this right now, and
Yeah,
it's crazy good. I wish we jumped on this sooner. I wish I had this built sooner.
no, I would make the videos. It's just like I said,
You almost need a
there's
partner.
no immediate gain to making the videos. Uh,
Yeah, no, it's every media platform is a long play with a
so
purpose behind it, hopefully. Right.
if I'm working 40 hours a week and I'm playing poker, 25 to 30 hours a week, when do I make videos for $0?
100% agree. And James knows this, but again, another exact answer to what I'm trying to do with HodgePodge is I know a lot of people with a lot of really cool hobbies that they're faced with the same thing. I'm either making this my whole life and the time and whatever, or I have these cool things that I did and they're just gonna live with me. Um, my goal is
Nice
to
thing about poker, you can actually make money.
you can actually yeah you can, and so I don't know what we might do with this content, but with James's permission, and we'll we'll update you on where he where he lands with this. I want all of his content and I want it to live somewhere and feature him, and this took a lot of time for him. So the point of the channel is a community of people that don't have the time to share things that they built, but they'd love to talk about it and give it to someone who will just archive it, log it, make it into something, tell the story of it, and that's kind of what you'll see. So Twitch will have those kind of stories. Live music. I have a lot of artist friends. I do music, and we're gonna have to learn a lot. We're gonna have to learn a lot about like what we can and can't do. Like I said, we're starting this brand from zero. Just because I gotta put what I have somewhere, and it matters to me. And James, you got anything? Yeah, you'll hear a lot more from James. Unfortunately for me. Hopefully, I can convince James to be actively involved in the project. If you end up watching this and you're a friend of mine and I've started telling you about it, I'm doing it. And the frequency of what we can do and how often it's available is call it what you want, nonprofit, yada yada. It can't get up and run without at least one more person. So with James, I'd be able to do a lot, and with a few more people who just want to sit there and just you know be in it, you'd be surprised what we could do with that. Anyway, we'll leave it there. James, thank you. This is like the first real example of one of the things I want to do with this channel, and it's just cool. Like that's a video that just lives on your hard drive.
Hopefully, I'll make videos eventually. If I ever am playing poker only full time, I'll absolutely do it. But
And if it doesn't
uh,
happen,
yeah,
you know, it should live somewhere is my point, and I think it's cool to just be like, oh, by the way, like the dude sitting next to you just has this wealth of knowledge about poker, and actually does have the power to decide to just be that, and you could not even know. So thank you again. It's not like I'm getting off the call with him, but for y'all and the content and whatever, the outro should be. This is called HodgePodge. Some of these things that you'll see on this brand board right here, I don't know what way to point. There you go. Some of these are not done because it's brand new. I've had it built up here for a long time. It's written down in places. I know where I'm going with it. This is for now whatever. You get the idea. This is what will hopefully exist. These are the goals. TikTok, Instagram, Twitch. That's going to be where you can see us. Discord, get involved. That's active communication. If it's art, whatever, that's where we're going to do everything. And then hopefully, if we get people involved, we're making a mini series out of it, and it's for everybody involved to kind of say their piece with good artistic direction. So if you want to just be involved in something fun and artsy, you don't have to do anything. Just show up. Let me know. And in that case, James, we'll change your almost PhD title. I got my fun out of that. If you do end up being on the show, I love it. If you do end up being on the show, obviously now you know you're gonna have a title. Feel free to tell me what you want it to be ahead of time. Otherwise, you're leaving it to me, and I will roast. As I expect in return. Full transparency.